It is Saturday morning, and I'm getting ready to prepare for the Sunday worship service. And I just got the music a couple of days ago, actually Thursday evening. And if you're like me, and I'm sure most of you have the same experience, or very similar anyway, you're in a small church, and that is the majority of churches, at least in the U.S. and probably around the world, I would suspect. Small to medium-sized churches. Probably anywhere from 10 people to a couple of hundred people, and mine is somewhere in between there. And you don't have a full-time staff doing the worship. You don't have a full-time worship team, or in some of the big churches I hear they even hire people. You may be like me, where you have very little preparation time for any of the Sunday services. And when I first got started, when I was a young teenager, we would have practice at least once a week, and it was on like Wednesday or maybe even Thursday. And that's when we would find out what the songs were anyway. So this is not a whole lot different than it was back then. It's just that I have to do my own personal practice time and preparation. But things are quite a bit different from when I was a kid and learning how to play within a worship team. For one, we have the internet and we have YouTube, and so we can find out what the songs sound like and get a good idea of how to play the song. Now, a couple of challenges come up from that. Number one is you may not know, or you may not be able to get the same key that the song is in that you're going to be doing actually on Sunday. So how do you get around that? Well, you know, the old worship guitarist friend, the capo, comes in handy in that case. Also, knowing a little bit of theory comes in handy in that case. And there are some other things you can do to help yourself. You can look around for a song that it just happens to be in the right key, and that's also helpful. And so what I usually do, this is what I'm hinting at here, in my preparation, what I typically do, especially for songs I don't know, is I will make a YouTube playlist of all the songs for the Sunday worship. Now, what does that do? A couple of things are, for one, you have professional versions of the songs. You can get a good idea of how the songs go, as well as if you are playing any of the songs back to back, it makes it easy for you to be able to practice that same scenario on your own. Put your YouTube music list together just in the same order as it's going to be on Sunday morning, and you will have pretty much prepared just like Sunday morning is going to go anyway. So that's a very handy thing to do. Second thing you can do, of course, is print out all of the music if you don't already have it. Now, I keep all of the song sheets that I get, lead sheets that I get for each Sunday. I also keep the files, soft copies, online. I have a Google Drive offline that makes it so that I can get to the songs if I forget my music for some reason or another. I can also have a nice set of access to the music if I'm in some other context. Say, for instance, I'm playing for a picnic, a church picnic, or some sort of family get-together or devotional where I don't have the written music, or I want to play a song that I don't have the written music for. I can easily pick it up and find it online where I've been storing all this music all this time anyway. So, two things you can do that I've stated right off: make yourself a YouTube playlist. Second is print off all the music so that you can practice with them. Another thing that I like to do is when I take a look at a piece of music, I write the key at the top. This is very handy, especially if you're going to be playing any improvisation over the song at all. For me, since I'm not a professional musician and I don't have a lot of time to prepare, it's easy for me just to look at what the key is on the song, and then now I know what to play over the song. I'm not confused. There are many times the key of the song will change between when they decided what the songs are going to be for Sunday and what actually happens on a Sunday morning. Many times what happens is we have a couple of singers who find the song way too low or way too high, and so we'll need to move it one direction or the other. And so it's good to have the key written down so that you can easily just change the key, pow, you're up and running again. And helpful in that is knowing a little bit of theory, especially with something like the Nashville system, so that you can understand what chords are going to be in the song to start with. And if you've already practiced and prepared and heard the songs many times, then you already have a gist of where the song is going to go at any point in time anyway. So those are the things I would, or what I typically do when I practice with my wife, who's not as much of a guitarist as I am. I need to help her get down a basic rhythm. So right at the start, I'm going to concentrate on the rhythm. Then the second thing is I'm going to concentrate on the dynamics. What dynamics I decide on may not be what ends up on Sunday morning, but at least I will have some idea of what to do if the song leader, the worship leader decides we want this verse to be quiet. At least I will have practiced something that can go along with the rhythm of the song. I use a lot of arpeggios in addition to my rhythm playing, and so it's handy to kind of have an idea of what I want to do in a particular situation on a song anyway. So that's basically what I do to prepare for Sunday morning. I have a music stand over here, and I just work on them, do when I can. Fit the time in when you can. I'll be working with my wife a little bit later today, as a matter of fact, to help her prepare. We did a little bit last night, and there were some things that I did to kind of change the song up for myself. She plays pretty much straight chords. I will add the embellishments, and it's very much like we play on Sunday. The worship leader typically plays very straight rhythms, and usually does just first position chords, your standard C, G, that sort of thing. And so I will work off of that and embellish what he's doing. So that's what I do, and this is after 40 some years of playing in church. I started as a young teenager, as I had mentioned, and here I am many years later. And so that should help you a little bit. Put some comments in the comment section below, and tell me what you think, and tell me where you're struggling, what sort of things maybe trip you up when you're trying to prepare. And I will try to answer those questions in follow-on videos. And that's it for now. Talk to you later.